Welcome back to Factorio, building the Hyperbase. Okay, I've taken a ride over to Yellow Science because once again Yellow Science is letting the side down with nothing going on. A train almost full but not quite. Waiting on the resources from up here, and up here once again there is no green circuits, even though we've got these two building it. So it's time to sort this out, and this is the one that is going to sort it out. It doesn't need this side in its current configuration. So let's just, actually I don't need to get rid of the robo ports, just the rest of this stuff. And it looks like there's actually a bit of stuff that needs to be picked up, but we can come back to that. Let's take it from... Have I even done that to the right one? No. I've ripped up the wrong one. God damn. Okay. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. Don't know what the point of this one is, but we will actually stamp it here. And over here. No, this is the one we want to replace. This is the one that we ripped out accidentally. That's interesting. Right, we'll do something like that. Now, what we really wanted to do was to replace this one. Because this middle one is supposed to be a double green circuit we determined quite some time ago. And we never got around to doing anything about it. So in an effort to fix up the issues with yellow constantly causing delay, we will now do something about it. Namely, I'll copy all of that, rotate it round, and try and basically match it up like so. And now we need to go and get all the bits that we're missing, which is a bunch of beacons, probably some boxes, wooden maybe, yes, wooden boxes. I do have one wooden box. I might have a few wooden boxes up at the main base. So let's just keep those going. It might be worth getting a few or seeing if that's the case, but in any event we need to head up there, so let's go. I may need to do some of the resource patches as well to enable this to come online properly. It's definitely on the cards. What do we need? We need probably about 100 of those. Let's start as we mean to continue, get about 600 of them. We'll be missing a few of these. 300 say. And probably the rest should just be beacons, and we're bound to need to make more than one trip of beacons, because that's just the way it works out. And what the hell am I doing with one of those? Let's go. I think we're down to 2 of our guys operating at once. With a bit of luck, that will soon be fixed, because I think we were pretty close to one of the yellows being full, so wasn't going to take that much before we could go again. Now, we actually could have squished this together. I might need to rethink this before I start laying it down. Are we having 2 or just 1 green circuit train? And, well, we certainly don't need this one here. So that, whoops, that is a little bit of overhead that we can perhaps get rid of. And the other thing that we could do is perhaps go from here, like so, and maybe it's easier if we move these, because this already has request to chest set up. And I'd have to move them all. Alright, we'll do it that way. Let's get rid of that and this one. So that this one goes in there. That goes in there. This one probably just carries on, and we actually eliminate all of yeah, we'll have to wait. What we could do is this. And then can do that. Oh, these haven't even been given the correct names, so that was a complete waste of time. Never mind. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. What are these guys doing with construction robots? That is definitely not something that was supposed to happen. And finally, let's come over here. And basically redo this side. I could include the rail. Whack that in, and whack in our bots. Let them go to town. Do what they can do, which probably isn't that much. Are you telling me I've just replanted? Oh, good grief. Okay. Probably should be the middle two that are green circuits. Actually, it probably doesn't matter. Be whatever they want to be. I need one of them that I don't have. Either that, or I can probably just pick these guys up. Probably some of my strays at one point anyway. Decided to find a home here. That is probably... Oh, let's see what happens after we get all these guys up. Right, well, we've inherited about 17 new bots. We obviously need another round of beacons. Oh, and look, there's a few guys just sitting here too. It doesn't look like we're going to need that many of those, or particularly many of those now. There's mainly another beacon rush and then modules. I'm not really sure how many beacons we need. Generally, because they stack to such a small amount, you need as many as you can possibly get your hands on. So I guess with that in mind, we will just go and get all the beacons that we can fit. Oh, another tech. Yes, please. What are we doing? 142. They're certainly ticking over a bit faster than they used to. Very pleasing to see. Alright, we don't need to pick up anything. Let's see how far this gets us. It's more or less straight down, I think. Or is it straight down with a little bit of lateral movement just to be sure? Is that it? No, I think we're too. I do think we're a little bit too far to that side. What's that? Not even sure anymore. Let's have a look. Where are we? No, we came too far over. This is where we were trying to get to. Let's get our bots guy back in. Try and save all of the bots for doing the job we want rather than this one over here until our job is finished, which it looks like it is, so I guess at this point it doesn't matter. Although I do think we were missing a few over here, were we not? Unless we've already replaced them, which we may have done. Alright, come back here then. We're at the swarm. Maybe we should have a look at, what's that, 128,000. It would take quite a while, but we still have quite a lot of building to do, and it certainly helps with building. Okay, come on, dump the rest of your stuff. Good grief. Oh dear. So, beacons then. How are we doing in terms of, we don't really have any, sorry, not beacons, modules. We don't really have any modules to speak of, so it's probably in the order of about 100 of these things by 4. That's 400 of the productivity modules, and I fail to think just how many speed modules we need. Let's just do our F4 thing again. There are none. Good. Let's not leave a trail of them as soon as we take off. And yeah, modules. Over slightly. Okay, we're going over slightly. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the rest can be these. Let's go. So after yellow science, I suspect we're then going to find that it actually will be space science where the problem is. So we know we're nowhere near getting enough rocket control units launching that we should be. I wonder what we're missing just over here. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's get our bots back on. Let them do their thing. Once again, I want to be careful to get them to the area. Oh, we're missing radars. Okay. I don't like not seeing stuff, so we definitely need to replace those. There's another tech. Mining prod is still good. Okay. Just want to make sure we capture everything here before risking modules being wasted over there. I don't think any will actually be wasted, though. May as well let them go to town. If we provide all the modules now, we don't have to do it later. We're out of the productivity. I will probably, in fact, oh, I don't know what you think you're doing, but we don't need you. That appears to be all, really. We may have an overabundance of these guys here. We certainly have an overabundance of modules, so let's do something about that. Modules, yes. Let us go and return the unused speed modules. There we go. Give this facility something to do. Now, we probably, as I said, we probably now need to consider not that one. But if we come down here, here is a copper facility that we should probably consider getting ready to use. Oh, these boxes are full. Okay. That could pose a challenge. So we have one of 3 copper facilities online, is that right? 1, 2, 3, and we've only got 1 online, this one. And 2 iron facilities, because that's what we assumed we would need. With the changed complexion, I'm not 100% sure if that continues to be the case, or whether we actually need an additional iron facility. That is going to be interesting. I'm going to have to do some calculations on that. But if we're going to get another copper on, we should probably try and get this one on. Where are we? We're up here. Even though this one is largely built out, the fact that this one is not largely built out lets us probably rework it so that we can build a direct mine to train facility rather than a bot facility. And since we're inevitably going to replace all the mining facilities that we currently have with direct mining, it would pay, when it's easy like this, to already do this. And we're going to have to destroy some trees as well. Bit of a shock, I know, but it's definitely going to be necessary. We've kind of got the pattern that we need, so maybe we can follow that pattern to set this up. It certainly might help. Otherwise, do any of these represent? No, we're going to have to probably, well, that one could. 80 there, that's basically the right amount. Have to work out exactly where the train is supposed to go. It's supposed to stop there. Mining productivity 143 finished. Press T. Start 144. So we actually want the double pattern. That should work, actually. Yeah, if we set up on the basis of that, let's get a train. A 1640 train. Oh, and let's get some diggers while we're about it. 200 perhaps, and we can fill up on beacons. We probably need a little bit of rail. One guy. There's always one guy, huh? Okay. Let's get this happening. Now, the only question I've got really is, I'm pretty sure, obviously we're not going to be using the plastic, but otherwise the quantities of iron and copper that we're going to go through I think are going to increase, so it's probably unlikely we can manage with what is going on here. Coal out. A traffic jam of some sort. What's going on? Where are you waiting to go? You're waiting to go in there. You can't unload because hardly any of you is being used. Wow. That's very unusual. Oh well. Is 200 enough? I'm not sure. Let's just make it 400. Oh, and let's get, say, 100 of them as well, just to be on the safe side. And the rest of it can be beacons. Now let's go. We're way too far over. That's the science area. This is us right here. So, what I really want to see is if I follow the path of the track that was intended for trees and things kind of got in the way. Oh, it doesn't fit. By just, well, that one's going to be compromised, but anyway. I think that's about right. Okay, how many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's probably a good thing that we want another one. Because that one is not going to get a great amount of coverage just there. Can we pull this down? Yes, we could. We could and we should. So that'd be 2 tiles. We should pull it down 2 tiles. Maybe more. 2 tiles would go from here to here. Which is probably okay. More tech. So I think what I'm going to do is we will make a copy of the whole thing. I'm going to rip up all these trains because they're going to get in the way. Now, basically 2 tiles is 1 track width, so we're going to try to get to there, I think. That's the arc that we want to connect with. So this actually, I think, let's blacklist rail now, because rail should be correct, but otherwise get rid of everything else. And bots. And replace. And Vinny Zoom to the rescue, because you knew that had to happen fairly soon. Now, see, we might even find that we can fit one in there now. And that is not perfect, but it's definitely better than what it would have been. So we can, not that, we can now place one of these and get rid of the end that doesn't make any sense. Come on, Vinny Zoom, you can do better than that. That's actually way too much. Let's come up the top. Yeah, I've got tons of miners. Beacons and rail and all that good stuff. We don't need that. we need this to be able to connect in here somehow, I think, so we probably need to do something like that. And yeah, if we have some spares, this is probably the best place for them. We're not on whitelist, are we? Blacklist, no, good. Let's clear this area, make it habitable for our machines, because that's obviously a lot more important than the locals. Certainly to us anyway. Guys, as per usual, these forays tend to that's another one that's a bit of a problem. They tend to take a little bit longer than you give them credit for, and I might reorient this and try and get 2 irons out of this patch. Put this facing down so it's a whole lot closer, because I don't even know what these are for. I don't think we need them. It's quite possible all these over here together is not the most desirable, and I might want to put some through the middle and some through the side. That might be a little bit better for this area. But yes, it will have to wait. Before it does, let's just have that peek at science. If I can find it, that's oil, blast off, science. We've got one going and one only. Where's the hold up? You're at blue science and you are at blue science, so blue science is still the hold up. Yellow science. There's our tech. I guess we'll just do another. You are not getting any iron because you're too scared to come up, because there's a train here already that says there's no path back to iron 4 load. It might even be true for all I know. I've got the wrong bots in. The wrong armor rather. Let's go and see if we can fix up blue science, because otherwise we are going to run out of stuff real soon. So the return should be coming down here, coming down this one, around here, and it's dead right. There is no return. This one here is connecting to the wrong one. It should go out over there. And this here should probably happen a little bit earlier. Cut through here. we're not going to have enough. So I'll have to finish that between episodes, but yes, that has to go around the end and probably wrap around here as well, so that those iron trains can get back home. But as I said, we've done enough for this episode, so thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye bye for now.